Today I will show you how to multiply decimals. The key with multiplying decimals is to ignore the decimal point until you're done multiplying. Let me show you an example. Let's say I need to multiply 1.2 and 2.4. So what you do is you just write them down and start multiplying. Make sure that you line up the utmost right digits like this, so it's a little easier to do that. So 2 times 4, 8. So don't pay any attention to the decimal point. We did this one, and now 4 times 1 is 4. Now you're going to put a placeholder and multiply the next one. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2, and now add. When you add, you're going to write 8, 8, 2. Now what you do is, you're going to assume there is a decimal point at the end of 288, and you count the number of decimal points involved. 1, 2. So that means 1, 2. Then the answer is 2.88. Alright, so let's do another example. Let's say I want to multiply 12.52 and 3.7. I usually tend to write the longer number on top. Write that down, ignore the decimals, line up the number. You can put the decimals, but right now you're not doing anything. So I'm going to do the first one. 2 times 7, 14. 5 times 7, 35, plus 1, 36. 2 times 7, 14 plus 3, 17. 1 times 7, 7 plus 1, 8. So I'm done with that one. We do the next one. Put a placeholder. 2 times 3, 6. And cross the previous ones out. 3 times 5, 15. You have a 1. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7. We did that one, and then we do 3 times 1, 3, add. Now I still ignore the decimal points. 4, 6 plus 6, 12, 8, that's 13, 9 plus 7, 16, 4. Now, what you need to do is, you assume there is a decimal point here, then you count how many decimal points are we talking about. 2 in one and 1 in the other, total of 3. 1, 2, 3. The answer is 46.324. Now I will show you how to do some quick multiplications with tens or factors of tens. Let's try 2.1, and I want to multiply it by 10. If you do it the old-fashioned way, you ignore the decimal, you'll end up putting the zeros and then doing this and adding and then going, okay, there's one decimal, there was a decimal, so the answer is 21. That's one way, but I recommend that you kind of start shortcutting. Here is how I do it. 2.1 times 10. Now what that will do is, it will move the decimal point to the right, the number of zeros you have, so the answer is 21. So that kind of gives you some speed. If you have 2.1 times 100, how many zeros do you have? 2. Now what you do, that you can go twice, 1. Now the second one, and since there's nothing in there, you put a 0 in there, so the answer is 210. Let's do another one. 2.43 times 1,000. 243. Just start with it and start moving. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Since there's nothing in there, you add a 0. So the answer is 2430. Now, you can also do the same thing if you are multiplying with some like 20. And one way to do that, what you can do, know that 20 is like 2 times 10. In other words, you can multiply by 10 first, get rid of the decimal, and then multiply by 2. So let's do that. 3.4 times 10 is simply 34. And then you take 34 and then you multiply that by 2, you'll get 68. So 3.4 times 20 is simply 68.